Hello everybody, welcome back to another Jurassic review, and today we're going to be looking at the Kenner gallimimus, one of the holy grails of the Jurassic Park toy line, as many should know. This one is a really difficult one to get. It's really expensive usually when you find it, and just overall, just a holy grail amongst pretty much most Jurassic Park collectors. As this is what I like to call, one of the four holy grails of the Jurassic Park Kenner Series 2 toy line. With the other three being the Demon Carnotaurus, the Series 2 repaint of the young T-Rex, and the Firebeak Quetzalcoatlus. Those, in my opinion, are the the other three holy grails. This is the fourth and final one I will be covering. After that, I'll be covering some of the other Series 2 toys later on sometime. I don't know when. But let's get right into it. Starting off at the head sculpt here, you can see it has quite an angry expression, quite upset. And it's got a really overly long beak. Don't know why Kenner decided to make this thing's beak so long, even though in the movie it was clearly not this long, but Kenner will do what Kenner will do, right? But as you can see right there, it's got a pitch black eye, some nice red paint on the beak, and some nice blue paint on the head, and goes down throughout the rest of the body, which is really nice. Love the colors on this figure. And some nice white underbelly. It's got a little tongue in there, as you can see. A little bit of sculpt. There's a little bit of detail in the mouth. Upper part of the mouth isn't really detailed. Actually, it is. It's got a little detail. It's got some little top mouth scoots. But as you can see, it's also got some nice bumps at the top of the head here. And nice wrinkles going down the neck here into the body. The body's overall details are very lightly textured. Good indeed. Well, until you move on to this part of the body, which it's a lot more wrinkly and stuff, but it is what it is. As for the hands, the fingernails are not painted. The hands are just one plastic color, and they're not really that great looking. They lack detail, and it is what it is. But moving on to the legs, Kenner did a pretty good job at highlighting the muscles on this thing, but they forgot to detail it and give it wrinkles, which is kind of sad. Don't know why Kenner went down this route where they kind of stopped detailing their toys at one point and just started making them just one piece of plastic. Maybe they ran out of budget, who knows. And going down the leg here, toenails are not painted, but it's got some nice scoots at the bottom leg here, and bottom of the feet are not detailed. But as for the belly, it's got a little detail. It's a bit ruined by this battery compartment, but it is what it is. Moving down the body, this is where most of the detail is, and probably where most of the budget went, is all these nice little scoots on the body here. Looks really, really nice, along with some more of that blue and red stripes. I feel like the blue and the red stripes should have been more continuous, and the red stripes kind of just stopped there, which is a little sad. And bottom of the belly, typical wrinkles. And on the other side, this thing, here's the JP mark. This one's number is 24. But, yeah. And of course, arms move back and forth. Neck cannot move, despite there being something right there that implies it moves, but it doesn't. Legs kind of move, tail doesn't. The only reason why the legs move is because it's part of the gimmick. Speaking of the gimmick, what it is you press this button, and it's supposed to move its legs forward like this. It's supposed to simulate itself running. And it makes a really quiet noise. It's almost impossible to hear. But mine doesn't seem to really work really well. I have to like make the legs move for it to work, but mine's a little jammed, which is unfortunate because I paid like over $100 for this, but honestly I didn't really care about the gimmick, although it's pretty cool. Actually, hold on. Yeah, the legs can move. Probably because they're just kind of jammed up, but you know, it is what it is. Have it in the sitting pose. Ever seen this thing in a sitting pose? That's one of a kind content right there, right? But overall, pretty decent toy. Again, like the Packy, it's decent. Really, really pretty looking figure, honestly. Really nice colors. Love the colors. There's kind of, it just really goes to show that Kenner really put their own little art style on their toys when they started the Jurassic Park 3. They started the Jurassic Park toy line. Then after that, when they rolled into the Lost World, they kind of just lost that color. The figures kind of just lost that color over time, which is a little sad. They became a little bit more natural, looking a lot more like the movies, but it is what it is. They kind of went back into it with Chaos Effect, but that's just how, as sad as it is to kind of see the color, such vibrant colors go, it is what it is. But as for comparisons, let's get this guy standing back up, or girl, whatever you want to call it. Here it is next to the T-Rex. As you can see, the T-Rex is, actually, hold on, let me get a little bit more on camera, is quite a bit taller. They're pretty similar in size, actually. They're about the same size, I would say, overall. And these two honestly kind of look like they go together because they're kind of vibrantly colored and their details are kind of light. Although you could argue the T-Rex does have better details despite it being cheaper. But, you know, is what it is, right? But next comparison, here it is next to a Mattel gallimimus. It's of the same color. This was Mattel's first attempt at this particular gallimimus color scheme. And and they also had a second attempt, which is right here, which I would dare say is a bit better. But both toys overall are pretty cool. I decided to get these two because, you know, why not? But let's just move this guy off the frame. They do not want to stand, but as you can see, I'm just gonna make him sit down. Because why not? He's not gonna stay up. But as you can see, the Kenner gallimimus is quite a good bit bigger, or as you can clearly see, but it's nowhere near as accurate as the other two are. But I would dare say that overall, though Mattel does have the more accurate toy, I do prefer the Kenner one because it is just a lot more stylized and it has an action feature. The other two are just kind of posable toys that exist. Although the Mattel ones do have posable necks, so they do have that going for them. Next comparison. Here it is next to the young T-Rex, one of the Holy Grails. And yeah, if I can get it to stand. Wants to lean towards the camera for some reason. There you go. Get a little closer. But as you can see, the Kenner T-Rex is quite a bit bigger. These two scale pretty well with each other, I'd say. Not exactly the greatest, but pretty well. I'm going to swap the gallimimus over a little bit to get some better comparisons. Here it is compared to the Pachycephalosaurus, the last review. That, by the way, like I just said, I just did it like 10 minutes ago because I'm just recording all of these in one session, just that each video is individual. Darn it. Cannot get this gallimimus to stand up. But as you can see, the Packy's quite a bit bigger, as it should be. But we're not talking about him anymore, thank goodness. Another comparison. Here it is next to the Para. And for the longest time, I thought these two were about the same size because they have very similar body types. But as you can see, holy cow, this thing's a pain to stand up. But as you can see, the Kenner gallimimus is indeed quite a bit smaller. They have very similar body types, and their gimmicks are pretty much the same, so I kind of just assumed they would be about the same size, but no, Kenner gallimimus is smaller. And what else? What else? Here you go. Here it is compared to the Firebeak Quetzalcoatlus. As you can see, it's quite a bit, it's a good bit wider overall. Although the Kenner gallimimus, I guess you could say, has more mass on it. I guess you could say the Kenner gallimimus is bigger because it's got more mass on it, but I would say the I don't know, honestly. They might as well be the same size. Finally, here it is next to the Demon Carnotaurus. The most sought after out of these 4 Holy Grails. And as you can see, the Demon Carnotaurus is quite a bit bigger. And obviously, the Demon is my favorite of all the Holy Grails because it took me 10 years to get this thing. I mean, it took me over 10 years to get all of them, but the Demon Carnotaurus was the one I wanted the most. I'm so happy to have it. Here it is next to the Kenner Triceratops. As you can see, the Kenner Triceratops is quite a bit bigger. Quite a goody bit bigger. And here it is next to the Mattel T-Rex. Or did I already do this comparison? I don't know. Bigger, as you can see. And for the final comparison, here it is next to the Kenner Red Rex, as always. If I could get it to stand up. There you go. Nope. No, you don't. Stay up. Well, I'm going to use this to my advantage. There you go. Sorry if my arm's getting in the way. And there it is. As you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. But, final thoughts. This would I say this gallimimus is worth over $100? No, it's not worth $100, obviously, but if you're a completionist, a Jurassic Park completionist, you're gonna love this toy. Well, for its looks, not its gimmick. Its gimmick is kind of meh. But overall, pretty decent figure. I'll give it a good old 9 out of 10. I think it could have been better if it was just more accurate overall. Or just, you know, just had more gimmicks, because I kind of take back what I said about the accuracy. I kind of prefer the artistic twist they took on this as opposed to the actual figures that we got. But overall, I really like this figure, and honestly, I think it would be kind of cool to have like a bunch of them, but I'll only have one, so is what it is. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you all later.